instead of reading law, reading judgments, or reading sections. You all know that. One case which immediately comes to my mind, which is a very, very famous case, and I say that was, if you rate it as number one defamation case in the history of India, of course it would be number one. It would definitely be like we have seeded players in different games, tennis, and it should be in world seeding also. You can well imagine if Ram Jethmalani, you all know, he was a famous lawyer, a great human being, a great fighter, a great revolutionary, and very, very aggressive lawyer. You know that he was very aggressive. And of course, he was very knowledgeable too. And this aggression was not out of immaturity or nature. This aggression was mainly because of his knowledge of law. So Jethmalani had filed a case against a person I represented. And if I tell you one line of allegation, you would say it's open and shut case. I mean, how can you defend yourself? The allegation which was published in India abroad, it was published here, and since India abroad was circulated in Mumbai, Bombay that time, so therefore Bombay also got the jurisdiction. So he filed a case in Bombay against my client. It was a criminal case. You know that in India you can file criminal as well as civil. So criminal case he filed, and punishment again the same, 2 years punishment would be given. And the allegation was that my client had made a statement. Now see the allegation. That Jethmalani received foreign exchange to the tune of 100,000 sterling pounds from Adnan Khashoggi, you know, that arms dealer. And he should be prosecuted. Now if this is the allegation, you tell me, because I always say law is common sense. Law is not something which only lawyers can do. Earlier time we used to have panchayat, you know, that even those who had not read law, they could administer justice. So if I tell you that this is the allegation and he files defamation on this ground, there is no defense. There is no defense at all unless you actually prove that receipt, that yes, he has received money. And Jethmalani, you know, he was very smart. So once he filed that, at that time my client was very, very powerful person in the world, I'll say. And chief justices and ministers and prime ministers. No harm telling his name because he's no more and the case is already on record, Chandra Swami. So many ministers, prime ministers, chief justices, judges, top lawyers of the country, they all used to visit him. And everybody said that it is a pure case of conviction. You can't save yourself. Unless you actually have that proof. This defamation he would prove, and there's no defense unless you show the receipt. So then he talked to me. I also happened to represent him in a couple of matters. And when he showed me the allegation, I said, yes, it is a very, very difficult matter. I also feel that unless you have the proof, you are in trouble. So he said that he's also, there are suggestions from him that this can be compromised. So I said, no harm talking to him. And he says, you speak to him. He had some tremendous faith in me and my integrity. He says other people, you know, unnecessarily they complicate the matter. Ashok, you talk to. He used to call me Samrat. Samrat Ashok. And that also I feel happy in saying that. Samrat he used to say, because everybody was through deals, and he has said, you are the only one who doesn't ask for anything. I said, no, I don't need anything. I charge my reasonable fee, that's all. So he said, Aap to Samrat hai. So I talked to Jethmalani, I went to him. First thing I told him, again, what he was talking, that you have to talk with confidence and some commitment. So I said, Ram, we all used to call him Ram, you know, with love. Firstly, I am approaching you religiously, ethically correct, morally correct. I'm not a middleman. I'm not a middleman. Mahatma Gandhi said that if you can bring two parties together, that is a great service to your art of advocacy. So I said, on that count, I am approaching that if there is any compromise possible, we can explore it. So he says, yes, we can do it. I said, what are the terms? He says, same terms, whatever Swaraj Pal. You know, Lord Swaraj Pal also was facing this prosecution from Jethmalani. And Swarajpal, I am told he paid about 100,000, and he says this is the money paid, an apology on national dailies. So if you are okay, you do it. To me, it looked very, very difficult situation. You pay 100,000 sterling pounds and apologies. So I said, anyway, I would convey it to my client. But if it doesn't work, we'll meet in court. So I told him, this is also part of advocacy and dealing with defamation. You are dealing with confidence if it is filed. I said, if it doesn't happen, I will not come here just to say, no, sir, it didn't materialize. If it doesn't happen, we'll meet in court. He says, yes, yes. He was very loving. He says, yes, Ashok, by all means. And as the luck